Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of new players right now, just not in OG, but just in general. Like especially in the CIS region, it feels like there's a new, like really good player coming out like every 3 months or
Mm.
something that you haven't really seen before. And I mean, personally, I didn't know much about Uragi before OG, but I knew the other two guys were really good players. So um, yeah, it's like I think in the pro scene, you kind of know who's really good, like from the leaderboard and from just pubs. And even if people play in teams, you also can kind of tell if they're like top players or what the deal is. So yeah, I think it's just like commonly respected
Hmm.
or known or whatever. When people are good, they just show it, right?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Because like when you play against them a lot in matchmaking games, and they don't have like a really strong team, you're like, man, this guy, like I'm almost never beating. He's way too good, so hard to catch. Like, what do we do with this guy? And then it's not a surprise once they get picked up, right?
Hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, finally, I knew it was going to happen eventually. And yeah, it makes sense. Like yeah, all of these players, as we said, are so good. No complaints.
Hmm. Both of you have trialed out so many teams and so many players. Is there always an attitude thing when you're looking at these young players? Because someone who's 16, I remember when I was 16, I was probably one of the worst people alive. I imagine a lot of young players require a lot of kind of molding. Will a captain like Notel or Misha, who is forming this team, will they test people's mental abilities and how they deal with interaction?
I mean, I think that's definitely a big factor, right? When you look at a player, especially a young one, like. But at the same time, I think they also chose some players with a with a calm and nice mindset to like
Hmm.
almost like mold these guys. Like Taiga is one of them, right? I think I don't know Misha that much, but from what I've seen in his interviews and stuff, he also seems like that guy, that's like really calm and like just gonna build that foundation so that even if they're young, they can still just like they can just work with what they have in a sense.
Yeah. When it comes to like measuring that, doesn't really work, right? You can't just be like, yeah, this guy is really good at that, because most of the time bad like attitudes happen when you lose games, right? Like everybody can win, but like true colors really show when you lose a lot, and it's very hard to test that, obviously. So
Yeah, definitely. We've got a draft coming up very soon, but let's, as that starts, talk about their opponents, Team Tundra. I know OG haven't had too much of a chance to watch a lot of Team Tundra games because Misha posted on the OG fan Discord. Someone sent me a screenshot of him saying he's not had a chance to watch many Tundra games. So if anyone can tell him about where they ward, that'd be really helpful. So a lot of preparation going in from OG. If you were OG or Team Tundra here, what sort of stuff would you be preparing against the other teams?
Well, I mean, Tundra picks up Razor here, and we saw OG play Razor the other day, like
Mhm.
first two. So that might be kind of a little bit of a steal going on. And then we saw a lot of Queen of Pain in first two, from Tundra especially, and they've kind of moved away from it. And there was actually a Queen of Pain pick here for OG, but they chose to go Morphling instead, which, I mean, that makes sense as well, right? Like Morphling, like historically really good against Razor.
yeah,
But I'm a bit surprised to not see the Queen of Pain, right? As kind of the way we have thought of this Queen of Pain Razor matchup is that, okay, they're not picking Razor because Queen of Pain has been in the other team, right? But now the opportunity is there for them to take the Queen of Pain, and yeah, they just pass on it, kind of.
yeah. Do
Mhm.
you think it's still as bad as it was like a couple of years or maybe months ago? Because it feels like Razor with this plasma field damage increase actually can do pretty decently against the co-op. Sure, you won't kill her or like completely dominate her in lane, but it's not like you're gonna get crushed, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's more based on farming now, right?
Yeah,
Anyways, like you're not gonna have this max Shadow Strike Queen of Pain like bullying you and stuff. It's more about like both players will just farm.
hmm
I guess it's just one hero you cannot link, right? Which
yeah,
is nice. And then if you put the Queen of Pain against the Razor, you lose that whole link, dominate the lane factor. But I mean, I
Mhm.
agree. I think it's not really about that, right? So
yeah.
much.
But this Morphling answers can actually be so scary though. Like when Morphling links the Razor, cause it's bound to your own attack speed, right? He's gonna like hit him 3 times per second. It's actually crazy with like all that attack range and everything.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's an early pickup for the Morphling. Do you think that's just a response to the Razor? Because we've seen Morphling played a couple of times, but usually it gets picked up in the second or even last phase. It's an early one for OG. Is that just for the Razor?
It's like you pick the Morphling and then you have 3 bands to select, right? As well. So it's kind of like a nice slot to pick Morphling in. Normally it is picked later on, but here I see why they do it. It makes sense. Like you have to pick a core there anyways, right? If it's if you pick Queen of Pain, then the enemy team knows it's a core as well. So it's kind of just
10 seconds.
they're confident on Morphling and they're going for it. I also like that OG picks up this Lion hero. I feel like nobody else is doing that, and I don't see why. Like Lion is such a strong hero; it gives you so much disable and burst, and I don't know, it's just so solid, right? It counters a lot of heroes conceptually just because of Hex being so powerful. He's a strong laner, and he's a 4 and a 5 kind of at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. But if you had a choice between Bane and Lion, what would you choose?
I mean, probably Bane, right? But at the same time, like Lion is like, yeah, I don't know. Like Bane is just more of a 5 hero, right? Whereas Lion has the more strict initiation later on. I guess that's the biggest difference between the two. Bane having obviously some strengths in laning phase, Lion doesn't have, but like in terms of later on in the game, Lion has this instant blink hex, right? Whereas Bane needs to like his setup is much more slow and harder to easier to kind of deal with.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Bans coming out from OG and Tundra. Now we've got the OD and the Beastmaster ban for OG and the Mars and the Queen of Pain ban for Tundra. The Queen of Pain, I assume, being a reaction to Razor. Is there anything else that jumps out there for you?
Dire team ban.
Not really. Like, I thought about maybe an AA ban, but AA plus Bane suppose. Actually, it can work if you put a Bane 4, right? But AA in general is just like so weird to play. Such a weird laner. Imagine if AA Razor is such a bad lane.
Somehow they managed to nerf A really hard, I think, with the cooldown reduction on. I mean, the cooldown addition to his ultimate, right? It used to be like 45 seconds, and now it's a minute.
Yeah, it's like super long.
I don't know. A is kind of all about his ultimate, right?
Yeah, and it's also a support that doesn't really offer like much utility, right? It's like a pure damage 5, pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that old nerf is a very very big nerf.
Also feels like it doesn't even counter morphing like as hard as it's worth picking it. Like
yeah,
before it felt like okay, it counters morphling hardcore, but now it's like this morphling is gonna build some SNY and stuff later on, and he's gonna just play on higher HP, right? And then now you have an A in your team.
Is that Doom a reaction to the morphling then, or?
Hard to call it then, right? Because Doom, historically, at least last time we saw it, Doom owned Morphling when Team Spirit had their hands on Morphling, but was it the same?
But I don't know if Doom is like, because Lincoln's is such a good item now, and it's kind of cheap as well. But so,
if you do get lucky, it's very easy to pop with a Fairy Grenade. Or Fairy Grenade, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like, it's really like RNG dependent, but if you get that, like the entire morph item build is like down the drain because you can always doom it whenever you want to.
The Centaur Shadow Demon picked up 2 very comfortable heroes for both ATF and Misha.
It's also a hero that Doom is also a hero that everybody has been banning against Team Tundra, right?
Yeah.
And now they've like it's left in the pool and they're like getting its second phase, so that might also be a factor to why they're picking it, because it's like quote unquote one of our best heroes, right?
Yeah.
So let's pick it. Yeah.
It's 33's second most played offlaner in this patch. He plays it quite a lot. Would you expect it to be played by him, or do you think this could? Because we see a lot of mid Doom in Eastern Europe, but that's not really necessarily perforated Western Europe.
Yeah, I would think it's his hero.
Looks like a mid Doom though now, or mid Razor, I guess it could be as well.
Yeah, but I think mid Razor.
Mid Razor is
like again, I think Tundra has 3 cores that all need to farm.
Yeah, and that's what they always do though, right?
Yeah, but normally 9 is on a hero that can make plays and kill heroes, right? Right now he's kind of just farming this BKB, Doom is farming, Wraith King's farming.
Yeah.
And OG's like, I don't know, they're going to have this gank squad going at some point in the mid game, and they might just kill all these farmers, and then Morphing is just free farming on his side of the map. A bit like the game we saw against Team Spirit, right? Do you remember that? It was kind of the same as well. They had this Doom and like pretty much 3 cores with just farms.
Yeah. They even beat the Morphling in lane, but they still couldn't handle him at all because they were just all farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's OG. What's like a good BZM hero here? Tinker, I think, looks really good. Might be a little greedy, perhaps, but like they already showed the entire hand. There's almost nothing to counter the Tinker anymore.
Seconds remaining.
Does BZM
good too.
play
Ember's
Tinker?
good too, yeah. I would assume he does. Like
I think BCM isn't he's kind of known for his Tinker, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's one of his heroes for sure.
I mean, also as Ember though, we've seen it like yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was super good against Razor. It's pretty hard to lane though.
Yeah, that would be the reason to not go for it. But in the game, it just looks good, right? Plus, you have this
so good.
tempo against these farmers that we talked about that you can really punish these heroes like Doom and Wraith King early on.
Yeah, I hope they ban Nyx because snaking's Nyx has been so good, and if they do want to pick a hero like that against the Razor, then banning that would make a lot of sense. They're still banning mid heroes though. Do they think it's a support Doom?
I will eat the cheese.
Maybe, it could also be this weird offlane Wraith King we've seen.
Yeah, but then it would still be Razor and Doom cores,
Yeah.
right?
It could be a support Razor. We've seen a support Wraith King before, very, very a long time ago. It's unusual, but it's been done.
I think if it's a support, it's got to be Doom support.
So what they're banning for is like Doom Wraith King offlane Doom Wraith King offlane.
Yeah.
Right? And then Razor carry.
Doesn't that sound super weak against Morphling though?
The Lina ban.
Like these bans suggest the Razor middle 100% to me. Like this Lina Invoker.
Do you think there's a possibility they feel that there's no particular supports they're scared of, so they're just banning out the possibility of a mid switch?
Maybe. I just feel like Nyx Assassin is a pretty good answer to a lot of the heroes of OG. Like it's good against Centaur, it's decent against Shadow Demon, and maybe even a hard counter to the mid that they might pick.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Ember Spirit.
Pick up that Ember you mentioned. One of BZM's top heroes.
Yeah, I mean, Nyx looks pretty good. Just the lane isn't as good, I guess.
Nyx is also kind of greedy hero though.
It is. Like
you're playing with the Doom offlane, like what are you even doing there? Like you're just watching Morphling hit creeps, right?
What else does he like to play though?
5
Snaking.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's a good question. He played a Wisp the other day. Obviously, that's banned. Nukes, Clock, also banned.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's they need a stun for sure. Yeah, they need something like a line, like a stun. That's why I suggested Nyx, because like the stun god. Maybe like Shadow Shaman. Snapfire he likes, he likes quite a bit actually.
What about Skywrath? I think Skywrath's pretty good.
Skywrath is pretty good too, yeah.
You have you at least have a strong lane, right? It's gonna be good against
Visage. So I think it's a support Doom then.
Yeah, because that's a 33 hero. No, it's a mid Doom. Support Razor.
Five Razor. What the fuck? Kuroki did this.
In chat.
Kuroki did this and he went like 0-10 or some stuff like that.
Interesting.
Okay, well, it's Tundra's turn to experiment. How do you feel about this draft then, Black?
I really liked it until like this Razor 5 just seems so obsolete to me. Like, what did you do in the mid game? I never understood. Like you're a walking plasma field. You can never walk into drain anyone or ult like efficiently. Like,
what do you think their logic is for it then? Because they must know vaguely what they're doing here. They're a good team, so why do you think they may feel it's the right pick?
It's just hard countered, right? By Centaur, by Morphling, by Shadow Demon Purge. Like it's super hard to play Razor in this game. So
shove it to support. Fair enough. Yeah. Do you agree with that, Misery? Are you down on this Tundra draft?
Well, I'm interested to see how it plans out. I mean, I saw them play Visage before and it didn't look that promising. But at the same time, like, I don't know, I think he's going to rush Orchid, right? And then you have this fast Orchid against Morphling and against Ember. It could be good, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It could be good.
You have a Bane Visage lane that's pretty strong, right?
But the game will be 4v5 though, right? After a while. Like this Razor won't do anything.
Yeah, you have this kind of meme Razor, but like, what is like, I don't know. He's going to just like break smokes and stuff. You know?
Kind of meme Razor, I like that.
Okay, well, we're going to head over to the game. The first of this best of 3 elimination series is going to be casted by Nomad, and he's going to be joined by Misery's identical evil twin brother.
Hello, evil Misery. How are you doing? And do you have any comments, which might be controversial or different to what original Misery said?
No.
No,
I actually agree
surprising.
completely with what he said.
You are a rubbish evil
He's a
twin.
smart guy.
Alrighty, let's get into this first game of the series. I'm very excited to jump with 2 feet into this one. Is of course OG versus Tundra, and I feel like there's a lot of similarities between these two teams. They both like to be a bit creative. They both like to try and push the meta in new ways. But I feel like OG have had a bit more success with that recently than Tundra have, especially, this season. OG have just formed and they're looking really fresh. They remind me of how Tundra looked last season.
Yeah, they definitely have some original ideas. This game, though, I feel like they're keeping it pretty honest. It's more Tundra who are busting out the Razor 5 and the Visage 3 and, juking core heroes in the draft to support. We'll see how it works out. I still don't know. I still don't really know what this Razor 5 does. He's gonna drain the Centaur a bit, kind of maybe pull. I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it. And the game that people are talking about where Kuroki played it, I don't think I saw that game either. So
I don't think it went well. But I don't think it went well. But yeah, I don't remember. I think it was at the animation. I really don't know though. Yeah, definitely a questionable decision, but we'll see if it pays off for Tundra in this game, because this is an important game. It's a low bracket elimination match. If they lose this game, then they could be just 1 game away from elimination. We're going to be fighting over some runes here. Tundra, the poke away. Oh, there we go. The level 1 link, and that's going to skill on the bounty rune. And it's not really doing that much for the Centaur, but it's a bit.
Starting with the fluffy hat as well. You don't see that every day.
No. Wants that little bit of HP. Could it be something to do with the fact that the Morphling and the Ember are both very, very good cores versus a core Razor?
Yes, it definitely didn't look like a good Razor game.
Yeah.
Right? As a core. But at the same time, the core Razor is going to have BKB, and he's going to have, maybe this refresher. He's going to have a lot of items, whereas this 5 Razor is not going to have anything, you would think, right?
Yeah.
And what then, right? But I think they also did it because they might think that this is a really good Visage game, and their off lane should be winning pretty hard against Morphling, I would say. Visage Bane is a really strong lane, right?
Yeah. So the Fata will probably suffer, but it's about how well the Visage can do off the back of that. And of course, it's a POS 5. What does a POS 5 do anyway in team fights? They just place wards and die, in my experience.
Maybe he can kind of be a semi-frontliner, right? To tank some disables, tank some lion spells, right?
Yeah.
Buy tanky items so that
6 fluffy hats.
Yeah, if he's the one dying and then the mid-doom or whatever doesn't take the spells, then he's probably done his job.
Alright, so Misery suggests the 6 fluffy hats build for Fata. He's already buying a 1 though, so the dream's already dead before it's even been born. How's this lane going to go at top, though? So far, Fata has been kind of annoying, making it a little bit harder for Amar to last hit. He's only had 3 so far, and it's not like he's been zoned out or anything, so it's doing something.
Yeah, I imagine, Wraith King is going to have a decent time, but at some point the Centaur is going to have his Vanguard, right? And you can't really do much to him anymore. So Wraith King is going to go jungle. And then the Centaur will probably take top tower. But the cool thing is for Tundra is that they have this Visage, right? Who's gonna also hit 6 at the similar timing, and they're gonna probably play around him to take the bottom tower.
Yeah.
So they're gonna eventually mirror the towers.
I do wonder though, how good of a Visage game is it, would you say? Because in my new brain, I see a Visage and I'm like, okay, well, the Centaur is going to ruin the familiars, the Ember's going to ruin the familiars. They've got loads of AoE tick damage and stuns, which I just feel is going to cause a lot of issues for 33 this game. So why have they picked it?
Well, I think there's something about people going Orchid on Visage right now, and you have this really fast Orchid timing, and with the birds you can actually pretty much solo kill heroes, right? Or at least put out the possibility of...
Oh my god, Hiragi.
Pressure.
Ooh, that was close. Sorry, continue.
No, but I think nobody really plays Visage, right? It's kind of only Tundra, and they probably have the best understanding of this hero. And It is one of 33's classic heroes from back in the day as well.
Yeah.
I will eat
So,
the cheese.
not quite sure how it's going to work, but they certainly have an idea, and I'm excited to find out what it is. Of course, that Ag's very, very cool on Visage. If you haven't seen it, I won't blame you, because he's not a popular hero right now, but Silent as the Night, I believe, or maybe Silent as the Grave, actually, I believe it's called. And it allows you to basically pass all terrain, go invisible, and then when you pop those familiars, when you pop the invis, you all get bonus damage, 30% bonus damage for 4 seconds.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy.
Yes, so I think the build is Orchid into Aghanims, right? And then you're this guy who just kind of roams around and looks for kills. It's really hard to play against because he's kind of fast around the map, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yuragi's having a very dangerous time in this bottom lane as well. He's constantly having to dodge out the blasts coming his way by just morphing a bit of strength. And oh, Lion, careful, buddy. They're playing with the Nightmare, but it's a dangerous game they're playing with. But it does look like they will survive down here. But so far, so good as Tundra dominate the bottom lane. 7 last hits on the Morphling. This is not going well.
Yeah, definitely. This is looking pretty rough right now. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better, right? As Visage gains more levels.
Yeah, he gets more. I mean, he's going to go for the Q here. And then probably some points in E as well, because you very rarely see Visage just skipping that entirely. But they're just going to be more and more dominant when he gets 6 as well. I'm not sure what this Morphling's backup plan is. Is there any more good news for OG across the map? I mean, it's looking like mid's going pretty well for them.
Yeah, I mean, BCM is definitely going to be a big factor this game, right? We saw him play Ember the other day and dominated the game, and yeah, he's off to a really good start for sure. He probably needs to help his side lanes, right? At least bottom is looking, like we talked about, really rough. And I was thinking, like, one thing that people don't think about, they just see the CS of Morphling and they're like, oh, Morphling is suffering. But one thing that can happen in this type of scenarios too is that Lion is suffering badly. Because he needs to buy all these cells for the Morphling, and he probably needs to sack himself a lot.
5 stacks on Fada, do a lot of damage. He's forced to pop the salve here, but does just about survive that one. I think the Shadow Demon missed number 6, and if that had landed, that would have been a kill up in the top lane. But yes, as you say, the Lion also very poor. I mean, the Shadow Demon's also very poor as well in this particular matchup.
Sometimes when you see like a 5 Lion that's really poor, it's hard for him to even get a spell off, right? Because if he ever shows himself, he just dies to pretty much anything.
Yeah. And especially with the Visage in the game as well, he is the support hunting hero. Yuragi, once again, having to morph strength, just get himself back under the tower. Really cannot show against these two. Snaking in 33, just absolutely bullying poor old OG right now. Meanwhile, a battle over the rune, which 9 will win. He bottles up the invis, quicker clicking, and he nearly popped the Doom there onto onto the Ember Spirit. He was going for it. Will be a TP back to base for the Ember. Always have that in his pocket, you know. If things go wrong, just TP back to base. As long as you're level 6, you get that free bungee cord. Now they're going here onto the Doom in the middle lane. Meanwhile, it looks like Snaking's going to get first blood down at bottom. Doom is out onto the Ember, but it seems to be somewhat baited by OG. Not really a bait, actually. His banner comes through as well, and they bring down Tiger. Oh dear. Well, Doom committed onto the Ember. Didn't get the Ember kill like they possibly wanted, but they still get themselves a kill with this.
3k ahead at 7 minutes. That's quite a lead already.
Isn't it just? Bottle refill at least for BZM in the middle lane. Shrugging off that Doom very, very easily. And regenning right back up again. I mean, does this make 9 somewhat vulnerable here? As he has used the Doom, therefore has nothing to kind of stop them diving?
I think if he's sitting on like this half HP, then he can definitely die. But if he's just like he's going back to base now, right? Get his bottle refilled, let Fada have a bit of. I guess he's getting pressured now, but I think if he's full HP, then and maybe he's buying raindrops too, he should be pretty safe. But a lot of pressure on the mid tower here.
Again, some pretty big hits off. Force the fortification as well. 9 coming back in. But of course, no Doom means no kill. This Ember Spirit's not really killable. I mean, looking at this game as well, there are a few threats for the Ember Spirit. So it's not the free Ember Spirit game we've seen him play before. You know, I remember his last Ember game, I believe versus Team Liquid. There was really nothing to stop him, and he was just being an absolute menace, just being very, very in the face here. I was like, look to maybe go on to the Doom. Nine still has plenty of health to work with, and he's very, very fast. We're just going to sprint away from these two heroes, not get killed. Also, on the sidelines, we have Fata with a double damage, slapping away at Misha. Misha trying to bait him in here, and it looks like he won't be able to finish the job onto Misha. Fata's so desperate for this kill, and he throws out the high five, and that's all he's going to get from this as they kill him off at mid.
He does see 4 heroes though, so I'm sure he doesn't mind giving away, what, 40 gold each or whatever it is. One thing that I looked at is, like, look at Centaur's game. Like, people making fun of this Razor 5, but it seems to have really, like, shut down Centaur quite a bit.
Yeah, he's
right?
poor.
Like,
Amar's so far behind.
So what we talked about before, with, like, this Vanguard Centaur taking the top tower, it doesn't seem to be happening right now, and meanwhile bottom lane Visage is already taking over this tower. So now they can potentially, like, close the map and actually not give away their safe lane tower. Tundra, that is. Which means the map will be, like, really small for OG.
Yeah. No, and I also really like the positioning there, which 33 did with his birds, you know, where you just position the birds, but they're still attacking the hat tower, but also giving you that flying vision over the TP spots as well. Very nicely done. But this guy plays Visage.
He has Orchid now. 9-minute Orchid.
Woo!
On Visage.
Okay. Morphling has to be very, very careful indeed. If he gets caught with his pants down, he is going to get killed very fast by that Orchid.
I will eat it.
Yeah,
I'm worried.
luckily, I think they're gonna see it though with the sword, so they do have an early heads up.
Yep,
But
if they
that
check
is,
the inventory, which hopefully they will.
That is a pretty insane timing.
Yeah. Yeah, that is terrifying. Well, 33 with a fantastic start. 5k gold advantage at 10 minutes into the game. This has been the most dominant start we have seen from a team in this tournament, I'm pretty sure. Even Secret versus Nigma didn't look this bad.
Another thing to note is that Doom is not going for this greedy first item Midas build. He's going drums. So he also understands that we have a Wraith King who's gonna farm, we have a Visage, you know, we have Razor 5. Maybe I can't go Midas, then we might get run over by this Ember Spirit. So taking a bit more non-greedy approach, you could say. He's TPing top here on the Centaur, and they kill him.
Here we go. Amar's going to get targeted down here, but he immediately pops the ultimate, giving them no chance to doom him. He already gets off the R, and he high-fives the tower on his way out as well. Which, by the way, is something you can do with the new tower cosmetics. When you turn them into giant hands, they high-five you when you walk by. It's nice. 9, giving BZM a bit of a sidestep here. We should just protect him with the ground spike as well, but there are heroes coming in. Tundra looking to make something happen here under the cover of smoke. Let's see what they find. Smoke's going to get popped by the tower, and actually, yeah, this is just a straight down push in the middle lane. This isn't subtle, this isn't tactical, this is just take our heroes and ram ourselves at this middle tower and take this big objective out of the hands of OG, because we know they can't fight us. We're 5k gold ahead and we feel it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, so they lose the tower, but at least OG doesn't feed any heroes, right?
True.
They understand they have to just give it up here, and look at Doom.
Ooh,
In trouble,
Tumbles
or?
across. He's moving very quickly here. However, he doesn't really have any help just yet. The Razor is behind him, but of course it is a POS 5 Razor. I don't know how much that really contributes to a kill. We will see. It's not going anything. Oh, they're also going double drums as well. Doom already has drums, and Razor's buying drums. They were just a little bongo band on the side of Tundra.
But like we talked about before, look at the map, like how small the map is for OG now. They really need this top tower.
Would you say they're playing well from behind at this point?
I think they're, yeah, I think not giving away any kills, so this mid tower was a good move. And now they're just like, they're looking to smoke, I think, now with the Lion 6, right? He has it queued up. He doesn't have boots yet though, because his bot lane was a disaster. But I imagine they're gonna try to, yeah, there it is, but immediately broken by Doom.
Yeah, a lot of pings coming out, multicolored pings from both teams on that area as well. They both realize what's happening, and both teams back themselves away. I mean, Tundra, they were just going for a small two-man gank, the efficiency ganks. Meanwhile, OG were going for a big one, but nothing will happen.
Yeah, Lion has 3 wards on him, and I think he definitely wants to use his finger, try to get a kill. Right now it's just the 5 Razors sitting top and defending the top tower. I wonder if Tundra are gonna try to keep defending that, or just gonna give it up for a lot of farm.
Yeah, let's see. Tiger's hanging around. They have this observer ward down on top of Fata. Has his own ward actually, so he sees them coming. Now, Link comes out. 33 is coming across as well. Orchid's down onto the Centaur. I'm guessing that's just to stop the Stampede more than anything, but it's a little bit of an awkward one from Tundra, honestly. They don't fully commit to this. Amar is going to be completely fine. Barely lost any health at all on the Centaur. Couldn't really find the setup there for Tundra. BZM still nearby with the cover of the Invis Rune.
I will eat the cheese.
So they're basically defending this tower with 3 heroes right now. Meanwhile, Doom and Wraith King are farming the whole map. And they're still ready to connect as well if something happens. I'm getting a haste here.
3 kills in 14 minutes. Averaging not many kills a minute, that's for sure. This is really, really slow stuff from these two teams. And I feel like that's kind of how OG want to take it. They are the ones in behind. They're more than happy just to back off, but they will need to find something at some point to stop this lead from Tundra from growing. BZM playing with Skitter down at bottom. He knows how careful he has to be, though. He is playing against a Bane. He's playing against a Doom. Top lane, and Mar's going to throw the stun down onto Fata, and the finger's going to come down as well. They should get this pos 5 kill onto the Razor, and they do. OG draw the 4th kill of the game just before 5 minutes. 15 minutes.
Oh, look at Ember. Kinda caught here.
Yeah, he's taking some heavy damage. Snaky's going to come across as well. They're going to need to interrupt this, and they will be able to do that. The Shadow Demon comes across with a disruption to keep BZM alive. Now BZM turns it back around onto 33, and he's the one to fall instead. Great response from the side of OG. They keep their Ember alive, and they instead get the kill onto the very fat Tundra offlaner. Huge.
I gotta give it to OG though, like, they're kind of forcing out a couple of mistakes from Tundra just because of how patient they're playing this game. They're definitely behind, right? And their map is definitely smaller, but they're not giving Tundra any openings to get further kills.
No, their positioning is so good, it feels. Like, every time they try and go for something, it's just punished.
Yeah, they're not panicking, throwing bodies at this top tower, right? And like giving Tundra, like I said, like giving them openings to, you know, benefit from the huge map that they have.
Yeah, definitely.
But at the same time, like Wraith King almost has Blink Dagger, Doom almost has BKB.
Quick blink away. I mean, there is no ultimate on Snake King now, so it might be kind of tempting to fight, but Skitter is very strong. That blink on the way. This will give them some kind of initiation. That's what they felt like they were missing, I think.
Ember can start being really annoying now because he has heals, so he can't really die. He can kind of always get out, unless he gets slapped into a grip, I guess. But he's gonna continue to just keep farming bottom, I think, and create space for his team.
I will eat the cheese.
Looks like OG's gonna go for a smoke here.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yep,
attack.
moving up to top. Their target, once again, is going to be the Visage by the looks of it. That's who's getting pinged, and that's who's showing up in the top lane. But they see the skeletons walking by, and they will know that the Wraith King is not going to be far behind. Here we go. BZM going to jump in. 2-man stun from Amar. That's a great start to this fight. If they can bring down the Brain, that would be perfect, and they do. Snake King gone. But Fata, he's going to link up onto BZM, but BZM just uses the left side of Fist to break that chain. Doom comes down on the sidelines. It's onto Uragi, but he's got the strength morph going, so that's not going to do anything except get him out of the fight. However, Amar has been left behind with the disruption. He gets a blink away, might still be okay. Stun out, but great stun from Misha. 3 heroes caught in that one to keep BZM alive as he backs himself away. Tundra, they're still chasing. They're hungry, they're thirsty, they want to get something, but BZM just jukes straight on behind them. No one saw that remnant. They are just completely juked by the Ender Spirit. And once again, Tundra left frustratingly empty-handed. They can't seem to convert any kills from this advantage they have, and it is really getting on their nerves. Doom used, and this might actually be OG's time to go, as Skinner does try to jump in and find himself a target, but won't really find one straight off the bat, and now they force him away. That was actually the blast from Yuragi to push him away from the side of OG, but of course has the second life. They don't really want to pour too many resources into taking away the Skeleton King's first life as he runs back again. Oh my goodness.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Toggling himself, no real source of damage to threaten him there.
Attack.
Now, they see the Doom. This is a Doomless Doom, half a man. But with Sparta backing him up, they don't overcommit. Once again, OG just very cognizant not to make mistakes, but they might have just made one here, actually, as they've got the link, they've got the stun, they've got the kill onto Amar. The Centaur goes down. Fata throws forward the tip as well onto Mr. Amar.
Yeah, that was kind of like the first mistake, you could argue, that where Tundra could actually get a kill, right? Apart from that, it's been like really good trades. But even this time, like Morphling got a tower top, and he has finished his Linkens. He's, you know, level 12. So his game is actually recovered quite nicely. Same goes for Ember. So considering like how badly they lost their lanes, they've actually like managed to really get out of the game nicely.
Yeah, they're not thriving, but they are surviving.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing good. And Doom didn't go Midas, so it's not gonna be this. I mean, he might still get really fat, right? Because he's a Doom, but at least there's no Midas on him too.
True. They haven't got this super scaling lineup like they could do on the side of Tundra. It does feel like a lineup made to make things happen, but that has been their biggest struggle so far. Maybe. And what do you expect in the next move to be from Tundra?
I mean, once they get Desolator, this Wraith King can kill Roshan, you know, in a matter of seconds, pretty much, with the Visage. But it looks like they're already now gonna make a play.
I will eat the cheese.
At least they're grouping up around. Yeah, grouping up. Not sure, but like the longer this game goes, I'm not sure how well Tundra's heroes scale. Like the Razor and the Visage. Like Visage doesn't scale as well if he doesn't get, you know, continue to get kills, I think, and farm. Compared to all OG's heroes scale really well.
It is a bit of an issue which Tundra will have to address, and I mean that's kind of why I'm waiting for them to make these plays. I'm kind of waiting for them to go and start some fights, but as you say, OG are just making it so difficult for them. They're not giving them the opportunities, they're not being out of position, they're not even giving them kills on position 5s. No one's running forward to place down risky wards or anything like that. OG is just accepting their position in the game and said, yeah, we're just going to draw a mistake out of you instead.
They're also drawing on the map exactly kind of what Tundra are doing right now. And they see the ward being placed down, so they understand that they're smoked. But this might give a free Roshan to Tundra though. So DD as well on Wraith King.
Yep. Now this would be big. This would give Tundra that kind of extra protection they need to go and make some plays. But OG, they're not going to let this happen for free. Amar, Misha, they're heading towards the pit. They're going to get their smoke broken now. And with the poison in, they'll know exactly what's going on. They'll know exactly how much health Roshan is on. So Roshan just says, fuck you, Skidder. Bashes him in the face. On the way out. And yeah, with his Blink Centaur, it's really hard for them to commit to this Roshan properly. So they're actually just going to straight up leave it, split across the map, go and farm again. That is a call from Tundra. What do you think about that?
I mean, for sure, like they can't just get Roshan there, right? It's too risky. Like you're gonna get jumped, you're gonna keep getting poisoned by the Shadow Demon, and you're gonna get jumped by Centaur Ember. So you have to back off there. And once again, you see this patience from OG just paying off. The net worth is also like stagnant, right? It was down to 5k before, now it's back up to 6, but a lot of this is based on just Doom being Doom, right? Devour.
Doom doing Doom things. Link Dagger board out on the courier though. Another source of initiation is now available for the side of Tundra, and as you see, it's got the Centaur creep as well. The possibility of initiation is pretty high for Tundra now. If they can catch out the Ember Spirit, this would be huge. He jumps in the stomp, but too quick on BZM. He goes for the sleight of fist over towards the small camp. I mean, that was insanely quick, wasn't it?
I mean, I think he already kind of knew that it was a possibility there, so he was playing a bit cautious. I think even if he didn't, what do you call it? Even if he didn't slide, that 9 was a little bit off on the stun.
Right. It's a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
mean,
out
I'm
of range there.
not saying it was slow. Like he's definitely his reaction time is.
I mean, they didn't know Doom had the blink. Oh, hold on. Someone's just been blinked on up at top, and that's going to be Tiger brought down. Meanwhile, 9 with a BKB trying to chase down Misha. Misha doesn't have the health for this. He's going to get killed off. Blink across from 9 as well, but once again, BZM just going to keep his distance from the Doom. Doesn't want to get caught out right now. Also, Yuragi trying to escape on the side. Tundra, they get the support, and a buyback comes out from Misha. They are not letting them take this Roshan. This is where OG draw the line. You can take up tier 1 towers. That's okay. Tier 1 mid, all yours. But the Roshan,
I
no,
will eat the
sir.
cheese.
Ags now completed from 33 as well, so you can see he's just floating around the map, being wherever he needs to be. Ready with the damage. Oh, the Bane. The Bane in some trouble, but who's in more trouble? That is going to be Misha, taken out again as he diebacks into this one. Snaking so low, but they can't finish him off. They've got the sleep out onto the Centaur. They're trying to finish the job, but the stomp comes out. The damage is there, and BZM is going to get taken down as well. Tiger's going to be the next one on Tundra's shopping list, and that guy's not going to last very long at all. Tiger is gone. 3 heroes down on OG with a dieback as well. They have secured themselves the Roshan in this instance.
Yeah, and then we kind of saw how strong Tundra really are when OG give them any opportunity to get jumped. Like Lion just dies in 1 hit, right? And same with Shadow Demon. So yeah, I mean it felt like it was almost inevitable that Tundra eventually are gonna find them and catch them off guard. But OG played well for so long that yeah, it just seemed like Tundra was getting outplayed. But yeah, now they finally got what they wanted, you know, a couple of kills into Roshan. And Visage has finished his Aghanims now, so he's gonna look to pick people off on the side lanes.
And of course, we have the triple life Wraith King now as well, so when it comes to shutting down lanes, absolutely no problems there. Yeah, Tundra, they finally find themselves a point. I mean, it was patient from them as well, right? We talked so much about OG not making mistakes, but Tundra, yeah, they weren't making the plays, but they also weren't really making any huge unforgivable mistakes or anything like that. Yeah, Fudder's pretty damn tanky actually on this +5 Razor. They can't really take him down.
But no, I agree with you for sure. It was a very easy spot to get frustrated in for Tundra and overextend somewhere and kind of throw away your lead, right?
Absolutely.
But they didn't do that. They just kept cool and kept going for another smoke and then another smoke and then eventually found an opening.
And all the while farming up as well, making sure they don't fall behind. You know that this is a Doom and a Wraith King, but neither of them have a Midas, but they're still doing very well when it comes to that money. They keep themselves on top. Oh, X out onto the Doom here. Misha on the run. Meanwhile, Amar on the top side has been caught out by Skitter and by 33, and they're going to be able to kill off Amar with relative ease. Meanwhile, Misha once again being melted by his best friend 9.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I guess one thing that's kind of, you know, unfortunate for OG in this game is the Centaur as a hero.
I will
Like,
eat the cheese.
oh, look top actually.
Oh, BZM. He's being spotted. Sun as the Grave doing its job. Doom comes down, and this is going to be a freebie on to the Ember Spirits, found by 33. Great read from him to check those trees.
I was talking about Centaur, like, this hero does not really play well from behind, and I think this hero relies a lot on getting that fast Vanguard and then taking the enemy safe lane tower. When you can't do that, it doesn't really feel good to be Centaur. Ideally, what you want to do is buy Vanguard and Hood before Blink Dagger, right? Be able to farm, like, really aggressively and continue to be tanky in the game, but that hasn't really been possible for him this game.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, it's not an Amar hero either, is it? You know, he plays it for sure, but it's no Mars, it's no Timber.
I think I would say it's in his arsenal. Meanwhile, Misha is getting one shot.
Okay. Goodbye, Misha. Thanks for installing Dota 2 the video game. Meanwhile, Yuragi, oh no, they've got the grip out onto him, the Morphling. I don't think he's escaping from this one, but in comes Amar in the backlines with the stun, but it's not enough to get Yuragi out of there. And they are going to lose the Morphling, and I think Tiger might be having similar difficulties back here as they just keep on finding more. Tundra are piling the logs onto the fire, and we have another log in the middle lane as well who's about to be set alight, and he is 30 Amar. As the sprays come down, the tips come out, the voice lines are there as well. Yeah, they're making a statement here, Tundra.
Yeah, for sure. Now it's starting to get out of hand, right? Once your carry starts dying, like your last hope in this game,
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
But yeah, we also saw the Visage Silent as a Grave come into play earlier. Forced the Orchid, right? You forced Ember to go Yule Scepter, and now he's going Linken's as well. You force him to into this defensive item build, and then he still gets caught, right? By the Visage later on, so pick paying off once again here.
This is going to be a long-ass stun duration here. Unfortunately, just a little bit of delay between the birds, and BZM is able to escape. I think they're waiting to see if the Remnant ran out, right?
Oh, I didn't notice actually, but I think they wouldn't have been able to get him there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just fishing to see if it's possible.
Yeah, also just kind of get him out of there, right?
Of course.
Don't allow him to go so deep on the map farm.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Aghanim's actually queued up on the Centaur. This is a throwback to the Seb Centaur. Maybe also there as well. They're going to pop the Stampede to just try and blow up the Razor immediately, but Snaking's there with the save. They'll throw out the finger. This is a lot committed for the kill on Tafata. Meanwhile, the Doom jumps in the backlines, but he is going to get disrupted by the Shadow Demon. Skitter is now looking for his target, and that's his target. It's Misha again, running away on like 40 HP. Run, little lion. He is actually going to escape this one for now. Meanwhile, in the front, they've blown up 9. The shotgun is out. Click, click, boom, says Yuragi as he takes down another. And now inside that Razor form, he looks over towards Snaking. The Linken's going to help him for the time being as he kills off another. Great fight for OG. Tundra with the overextensions, heavily punished by the 5-man lineup of OG, and they keep their line alive somehow through all of that as well, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I still think OG are playing this game really well, considering what's happened in the laning phase and what they're up against. They keep kind of baiting Tundra in and like playing their side of the map, their vision very well. So it still feels like it's of course Tundra's game to lose, but at the same time, you still can't count OG out. Like, this Morphling is climbing up the net worth chart here.
He really is. He really is. Yeah, did have one death earlier on, which has slowed him down a little bit, but yeah. That said, still, 12k gold advantage for Tundra. It's still sizable. It's by no means an even game just yet. Tundra, they've got a few more plays to go before this game starts to look tricky for them.
Bot lane, maybe? Ooh.
Gets out in time.
I think he actually killed the creeps and Snaking lost vision there for half a second.
That's unlucky. But also somewhat BZM knowing the limits, knowing the timings, just playing it on the edge, as he usually does.
Actually, this position 5 Razor has a BKB now.
Oh,
yeah, interesting.
Okay. I suppose he waits for the waveform to come out from the Morphling and then tries to run him down. That seems to be the only sensible play you can make in the fights as a Razor.
Well, I mean, he's gonna just do his frontline duty, right? Even better now, like we talked about in the very beginning. And he's actually not really a 5 anymore. He's more of a 4, to be honest. But
true. Snaking,
but I guess to play
being relegated. Yeah. Relive the glory days. Tundra looking to go up this high ground here. This is a risky play as they move up to that cliff. They want to try and take down the Razor as quickly as possible as they move onto Amar at the same time, and it is Amar who is in the most danger. OG seem to have just backed out here. They didn't see the opening they wanted, so they just leave Amar behind and give up control of their triangle. I mean, this could be a pretty big deal, right? As Roshan's respawning in 30.
There you kind of saw what the idea is here. He just runs in first, absolute maniac.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of address him somehow, right? And then he just gets slapped by the Bane, and then they can take the fight afterwards. So he gives vision for his team, and even if he was to die there, which is probably not possible because he knows he has Snaking's save, then probably they have to invest all their spells to kill him, right?
Seems that way. BZM once again playing on the very edge. Whew. It's a scary game to be an OG fan, that's for sure. But yeah, these fights, with that one going the way of Tundra, Roshan is looking very likely for them. Let's see when the respawn it. Okay, that was the respawn. In we go.
Smoke up though. Can they make it there in time?
Yeah, they're gonna have to be quicker. They've got Desolator Wraith King. He does so much damage towards Roche. It's getting down low. About
They should
half
make it in
HP
time.
now. The OG should get here. Amar, his smoke's gonna break. And he needs to blink in, he needs to go now, he's taking his time a little bit, jump in stun, onto 2. OG need to follow up on top of this though, they're being a little bit cautious as the Razor steals a bit of Yuragi's damage. It's just trades for now. Oh, never mind, Tiger's gonna get eviscerated by the Wraith King. The first casualty of the fight will be on OG's side as Father continues just to be this frontline presence. They will take the first life away from the Wraith King, and Yuragi of the BKB, turning on to 9. They want to take him down, they want to make sure there's no chance of Doom coming out this fight, but he's gonna make himself away, which means he's still threatened Skinner once again, finding the support, kills off Misha. Yuragi cannot finish off Fata. Yes, he can. Shotgun's there. They have got the Doom out onto the Centaur. Amar kind of forced this one out of 9 by jumping upon him. Also on the side here, we have this Morphling fight with the Wraith King. Wraith King just slapping away at the Morph here. He's going full strength, but it doesn't matter. He's doing too much damage on Skitter. 9 getting away so low. The Sleight of Fist will catch him, but also Yuragi has gone down at the same time. It's only one man left on the side of OG, and that is BZM. Tundra narrowly taking the fight here. It was a little bit closer than you might have thought, but they do get themselves a victory. And now the stun out. Oh, BZM just gets away in time with the TP. Was directly under a ward there, but he just about escapes. And this should mean that Roshan goes to Tundra.
Yeah, you just see how hard this Wraith King hits, right? The only hero that doesn't just die like super easily is Morphling. He can kind of tank a couple of hits, but Shadow Demon and Lion just don't want to get hit by Wraith King at this point.
Did Yuragi? I think he turned into the Razor there. I'm not too sure. Yeah, he did. So he immediately links up with Fata, and Fata's like, well, my entire game plan is completely ruined because all I wanted to do was pop my BKB and start sucking away on Yuragi, and Yuragi's just like, well, no, I'm going to suck you too. And then there's like, well, I don't win this anymore. But pretty heads up from Fata to back himself off rather than staying to fight the Morphling in the link combo, because that would have just been him dead very, very quickly, right?
Yeah, I mean, he just spider-legged up the cliff fast and broke the link pretty much immediately.
Yeah, very, very quick thinking.
Also, I guess Shadow Demon diebacked in that fight as well.
Yeah, I think he was the first one to go down. Got the Skitter treatment. Skitter is doing a very good job on just completely destroying the supports this game.
This Visage is so fat now. Like, he has AC, he gets the shard here as well. He gets the Aegis too.
Yeah. Big.
Forget about what I said about scaling. Like, if you get this type of farm on a Visage, you're definitely a beast going late game.
Absolutely. I mean, he's gone for a very scaling build as well. You know, the Ags, it's percentage-based damage, very, very good. AC as well, and you can turn that Orchid into Bloodthorn later on as well. Yeah, this guy's going to be an absolute beast. He already is an absolute beast. What am I talking about? He's already doing so much work, and has a shard as well, so that's going to give him the extra survivability he needs. Yeah, this is a huge core member of Tundra. I mean, he's doing more work than the Doom is in the fights. I think the Doom is struggling the most in this game on the side of Tundra.
It is hard when there's Lincoln Spheres in the game as a Doombringer. Like, honestly, like this item is obnoxious to play against because you really don't want to use Doom on a Lincoln Sphere guy, right? And once you're in there with your BKB on and you're like trying to Doom, you're gonna get right click back by Morphling, and you kind of have to get out.
For sure.
So it is not that easy for him at this point. I think it's fine to just go in and Doom whoever, right? Like, if they can kill the Shadow Demon first with Doom, it's good because he doesn't have buyback now, right? So I think, yeah, just Dooming anyone at this point is fine.
Just Doom them, lol.
Look at Ember though.
BZM being chased, they've got the stun, they've got the damage. Have they got enough though? Not enough in the tank, not nearly. BZM gets away. Thought I mean, even if they did connect with the Orchid, he had the Yules, but yeah.
Right.
Still nice escape for BZM. Draw some heroes across. But yeah, Tundra.
Where does Amar find this type of farm though? I guess his net worth is pretty low considering, but you know, he still manages to get this Aghanims online, right? Which is pretty nice, honestly, for them.
Yeah, something about the way OG plays. I think it's just a case of they basically use their mid laner to go and take the most aggressive farm, and Amar actually takes some of the face farms. They go once again. They have the Doom this time down on to the Ember Spirit. They use that Aghanim Stampede to try and get him away though. Will it be enough to keep him alive? Tiger's nearby as well. He can use a disruption if they think it will be enough, but no, they'll just go for the deny onto their teammate, and also Amar is in the middle of everything, and he's going to get shredded as well. It's looking pretty bad. Whoa, the Morphlingers also? Tiger does come through with the disruption. I think that might be enough to keep Yuragi alive. Yes, it is. And now they turn their attentions towards the Doom. Doom, the Nightmare comes out. That's not going to be enough to save him. He's gone. And immediately, BZM on the hunt for more. Looking for another target, but Tundra, they are shifting it into reverse, and they are backing the hell out of here.
Yeah, so that was like, I think that was a calculated dive by Tundra. Like, they backed off immediately as they saw the Ember buyback. And Lion bought back too, but Ember being the more crucial one here. They lose 9, but I think they're happy with it anyways, because it gives them this win condition, right? They kill Ember now, he's done. He's gone for so long.
Yep, they know who they want, absolutely.
Also just slowing down his Aghanim's timing, right? It's a really big deal.
Usually at this point I'd say, oh, BZM, he needs to be so careful. He needs to play very, very carefully, but this is BZM we're talking about. He doesn't really have that setting. Very in-your-face kind of player. If he's not styling, he isn't in the game, basically. He's always trying to style. He's always trying to get the better of his opponents.
The Fata is actually queuing up a Refresher on Razor.
Wow.
It's kind of funny.
Just play position 1 Razor from the position 5. Easy. Yeah. He is farmed as well. He is really, really farmed. Like catching up with the Centaur kind of farmed. Wraith King, he's got the full Bloodthorn completed as well, so they now have an Orchid and a Bloodthorn on the side of Tundra. They are ready to catch out these heroes. If anyone gets caught out without their Linkins, it's going to be a quick death for them. Mar trying to do something about these little pigeons of 33, but of course, with that passive from the Visage, they'll be absolutely fine. Overwhelming blink as well, my god. Skitter, 25k net worth at 37 minutes into the game. Goodness gracious me. BZM, I'm gonna be a little bit careful here. They'll force staff him back, and I think that's gonna be enough to keep him alive. It is. Misha even coming in with a stun here. They want to lock down this Wraith King, and they are doing that, but they're also losing their tower. 33 with the AC, and his birds are just absolutely tearing the tower apart. They try and finish the birds off with a sleight of fist, but it's not quite enough damage to bring them down. And Tundra get away with the building, and now back to farming we go.
This Visage is actually really obnoxious, man. This Invis, birds being Invis as well.
Yeah, it's very obnoxious. Hard to play anywhere on the map you don't have a sentry. He is so...
Oh, Shadowblade on Morphling.
Ooh.
That's cool. We saw a Tor do this the other day as well. Silver Edge just being such a strong item now.
Yeah, everyone loves a Silver Edge. Every single carry hero we've seen build a Silver Edge at some point. And now we jump in once again. BZM, this man can't go down here. They have got the Doom reflected, but they need to get BZM away. He doesn't have buyback, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it. They'll jump in, they'll throw down the disruption, but they need to help him more than that, and they won't be able to do so. BZM has died. Yuragi will take down 9 as well, so it is a trade, but it's not a good one for the side of OG as they buy back on the Doom. They see their opportunity to possibly end this game as they take out Amar as well. Amar, no buyback either. Misha gets destroyed by Skitter. Skitter taking no prisoners in this game. Another disruption from Tiger is going to buy Yuragi the precious seconds he needs to get himself out, but I don't know what OG can do here. The bottom lane is exposed, the creeps are coming in, they do get the blast out onto the Wraith King and take away his first life, but 3 heroes dead with no way back into the game. Tundra are going to start taking buildings.
Oh, and they die so fast too, the buildings. Yeah, so Leveler, AC, birds, skeletons.
That is massive. Another shotgun down onto the Wraith King. Does take him pretty damn low here. Almost loses that second life, but not quite. And they are not slowing down. They are not slowing down one bit. Second lane gone. OG, their third lane of barracks, threatened by Tundra right now. They've saved the fortify all this time. And now they pop it. OG, can they stop this from happening? 18 seconds on the Centaur, 12 seconds on the Lion. As Yuragi tries to block 9-9, just pops a BKB and runs at it. Final lane of barracks is going to fall here. I don't believe there's anything that OG can do to stop it. Down it will go, and Tundra have mega creeped OG in the first game of this best of 3 lower bracket series. That is a big win for them. 30k gold advantage. I mean, it seems very, very hard for them to lose the game at this point.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. But do you think there's still a chance they're gonna stick around? Might as well just play it out.
It's not over till the Ancient explodes. And a team playing under this organization knows that better than anyone else. So they will play it out, but yeah, I mean, what has to go right for OG? A lot of puzzle pieces has to fall into place for them to even win a fight, let alone the game, and one fight's not going to be enough. 2 fights aren't going to be enough.
I mean, Doom did buy back before, so if you can somehow jump him and burst him, right, then you have a 4 and 5 already, and who knows then what can happen after. They're looking to smoke to Roshan, I think, and try to... Maybe they could snipe Roshan, be big as well, but it's not up yet though.
Yeah, they've got like about 40 seconds until the creeps pour back into their base once again. No, it's not. Misha can't dangle himself like that. He is just too tempting. Now the creeps pour into OG's base, and they are not inside to defend it currently. Link into his pops, yours is out, he needs some help. Meanwhile, Wraith King is actually getting beaten down by the side of OG, but they can't really kill him off for a second time here. I don't believe that BKB coming. Meanwhile, Tiger's getting beaten up by Fata. Fata with the BKB and the static link gets the kill. And also, they've got the grip. Oh, Yuragi, he is gone. Buyback instantaneous coming out from him. Amar trying to run away, but 9 catches him on the retreat here. They have got the Lotus Orb thrown onto himself, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Another hero dead. The Centaur is out of the equation. Tundra still fighting 5-man strong. 3 heroes left to try and defend this one. That just feels like it's not going to happen. Make it 2 as they take down Misha. They'll turn to Yuragi. The GGs are called. Game number 1. It goes the way of Tundra Esports.
Yep. I mean, based on how the early game went, it's to be expected, right? But I still think OG did, like we talked about during the game, like OG did a lot of good things this